Herbert Warren Wind has long been recognized as golf's poet laureate, and he is the man who termed the phrase Amen Corner. In what is believed to be his last television interview, he talks about the game he loved and covered for half a century.
The whole thing about golf, there's so many people who play well in many different eras. When I was beginning to cover golf, Hogan was having trouble. He had a lot of talent, but he had a hook, and he wasn't putting well. And you saw him develop from a guy who could hit the ball pretty darn good into a great player. You saw people like Byron Nelson, who I think is one of the nicest men I've ever met. A judgment that many people join me in. There's some awfully nice people in golf. I got to know Jones well. Jones had one of the most wonderful minds. He was an engineer. He went to Harvard. After he got out of college, he became a lawyer. He was also a very nice man. He had whatever great people have that enabled them to do things that they shouldn't be able to do. Just being in his company was something. I'm not kidding. He was a good friend. I knew Jack Nicklaus very well. I know Jack Nicklaus very well. When I first met Jack, he was young. He got a little stubborn when he turned pro and made a lot of money early. Essentially a nice guy. He had a wonderful father. I think Jack learned more between the age of 35 and 50 than anyone I've ever seen. And there was a particular moment when I thought he was just about growing up. I think it was the 1969 Ryder Cup match, which was played in England. And in the last match, he and Tony Jacklin were playing together. And the whole thing was tied as they came down the stretch. Jack had to play first, and he had to play a very tough breaking putt, and he managed to get it. Then he got up and picked up Tony's ball and threw it to him.
So yes, I don't think you would have ever missed this putt, but I'm not going to give you a chance.
The players on the United States team were furious with him. They said, why don't you give him a chance to miss it? He said, my God, this has been such a great match. It's not going to hurt if we tie this match. We'll go on from here.
It was played, in my opinion, in the spirit of what the games are supposed to be. And I got a lot of credit for giving a guy a little putt.
Jack had grown up into a great guy. I like him very much. Ben Hogan, when we worked together on the modern fundamentals of golf, we met 2 times for 5 days. And he began to work hard and to enjoy it because he felt something good was going to happen out of this. He was not like he was in the golf course. He could relax. He had a great listener, which of course is a great trait. After the first issue with him on the cover came out, and I said, anyone being interested in around there? He said, gee, I went up to the club this morning. Everyone had it down on the practice tee. I said, I got a great feeling out of that.